If you want to know how I went from looking like this to looking like this, keep watching. And if I could do it, you can do it too. What if I told you that the person you are looking at right now once avoided mirrors? I hated to take my shirt off. I felt very uncomfortable going into restaurants. At 22 years old, I weighed 240 pounds. I have some pictures, not all of them, because I deleted the worst ones because I wanted to forget back then about the person I was. I absolutely hated it. That's why sometimes if you go back and you look at your old pictures, you said, I never want to look like that. So I deleted some of them. I was an athlete that let himself go. I was just the ordinary guy that slowly stopped recognizing himself. It happened one small decision at a time that I wasn't even aware that it was making decision back then. Today, I'm going to tell you how I lost weight for the first time and how this journey changed my life. And I believe if I could do it, you can do it too. Because I've been exactly where you are, looking for answers, finally made the decision to change your life and change your physique. Welcome to the channel. My name is Damien and this is the first episode. And I think it's fair that you know some of my story, because I wasn't always the person giving fitness advice. I was someone that desperately needed it, because when I started and I made the decision, I was uncomfortable, I was overweight, I was confused and I was lost. When I was 20, I started working as a sales representative. So it took me 2 years to step on the scale and see 240 pounds. I know with today's standards, this number may seem not so extreme, but I was overweight. I had my gut, I was very soft, and I absolutely hated how I looked. And most importantly, because we will get to that in a second, how I felt. And that was a big deal for me. Not because I was athletic person. I never was too athletic. In the high school or school, I was always one of the slowest kids. I never was a runner. I never were the strongest one. This is very important. For me, losing weight and taking control of my life wasn't about being a bodybuilder. I never wanted to be a bodybuilder. For me, it was about enjoying life and doing things I actually like and love to do, like going for a ride, play some sports, go for a walk, feel comfortable in my own body so I can go to restaurants, so I can talk with people. Like, I was very honest about this. And since you are here and you're looking for advice and how to do it, that's the first and the great step that you are already taking. You are honest with yourself that you want to change something. I had situation, I can go to a restaurant to eat something, let's say it was a burger or something. And if there was too many people there, I walk out because I was judging myself, like I shouldn't be here. I'm already overweight, I should take care of myself and not eating burgers. Which was, you may say, nowadays, because everyone is like, everything is okay and all right, it's not. That was a good step, that was good mental attitude toward the things, because I needed to change. So recognizing patterns is very important in your weight loss journey. Going to the restaurant to enjoy company or celebrate something is perfectly fine. But if you go to places like that to overeat your emotion and stress, now it's different story. So that's what I was doing. After a long day of work, 10, 12 hours driving, stress, all that stuff, I was going back home and like, I didn't know anything about calories, nutrients and all that stuff back then. So my meal was pack of pasta, cheese, tomato sauce. 3,000 calories, 15 minutes, 2-3 hours before bed. Terrible, terrible. I didn't know anything about this. I just want to overeat my emotions and stress. So for the first 2 years, I was searching for solution. Back then, I didn't know anything about diet, nutrition, calories, all that stuff. I just knew I didn't feel good in my body anymore. And at the time, access to good information wasn't as it is like now, like today. There wasn't so much quality content online. A lot of information come from magazines, random diet, quick fixes. So, this is very important. Without the right foundation, I tried everything pretty much. And just to name a few, 1,000 calorie diet, some cabbage soup diet, right? All those crazy stuff, even keto and all that stuff, without understanding foundation, just random rules to suffer through, anything that promised the results. Sometimes I would lose a little weight, mostly it was water retention and all that stuff. Sometimes you will feel more motivated, sometimes you will feel defeated. And I made a lot of mistakes, pretty much all of them, now that I think of it. But today, I'm very grateful for that. That taught me how confusing weight loss can be with all the information, and that helped me understand people more. And like, I would love this to sound more exciting, but the truth is, everything changed when I finally understood the basics. No magic, no shortcuts, the basics. Things that will determine either you will lose weight or not. And first and most important thing, calorie deficit. Then nutrition, consistency, movement, working out. So in the first 2 years of just learning the stuff and trying it on myself, I lost around 20 pounds in first 2 years. I know it doesn't sound like much in that period, but for me it was everything. For me, losing that pounds, that 22 pounds was everything. Because that was the proof for me that I can actually do it and it actually works. And this is very important. And once you start doing that, you will discover this about yourself too. It's about discovering something that is deeper in you. Strength of character, discipline, determination. You will need to be honest with yourself, with your habits, with your days. Another very important thing, you will take full responsibility for yourself. You will stop blaming surroundings, people. I had to accept if I want different life, I'm responsible for it. And that is the beginning of becoming a completely different person. So I'm glad that you're still with me, and let's keep going. And I hope this will sound heavy enough that you will understand that and maybe you will find yourself in it too. I didn't start because I wanted to step on the stage. I didn't start because I wanted to look perfect. I started because I wanted to enjoy my life again. I wanted to go cycling without my gut hanging, right? I wanted to enjoy playing some sports again, just spending time outside with friends, with people, just be part of it. I wanted to take off shirt at the beach and feel comfortable and feel good about myself. I wanted to stop feeling like my body is holding me back from enjoying life. And that's what I truly wanted. The freedom to move better, the freedom to feel confident, freedom to go places without thinking how I look, freedom to enjoy life. And you can be as yourself all you wanted, especially nowadays. Taking care of your body is not only appearance. It affects your energy, it affects your confidence, it affects your self-esteem, your health, your relationship, your opportunities, basically the entire life. Once I started to feel and see the change, I wanted more and more and more, because the small wins, the winning will motivate you more and more. So once I passed the first stage of understanding nutrition, calorie deficit and all that, I started learning more. First, and I want to say thank you to my brother for that, first thing was martial arts. My brother was actually convincing me for many weeks to give it a try, because I didn't want to go for a long time. And you know why? Because I was uncomfortable. Deep down inside, I really wanted to. I was just feeling uncomfortable. I was nervous. I didn't feel ready. Funny thing, even now recording this video, I don't feel ready, in a way, right? I felt like I don't want to get myself embarrassed with how out of shape I will be. And that was actually very true. My first training, I felt like I'm losing my breath pretty much every move. I wasn't physically ready for it, which was actually great. It taught me that being uncomfortable doesn't mean that you should quit. Sometimes being uncomfortable means that you are growing. So after a few weeks and months of doing martial arts, I start doing some kettlebells. I want to get stronger, I want to get faster. I like it more and more. I start feeling more comfortable. Then I start doing some training in the gym. Then I had few years of doing some powerlifting stuff. And as I start to discover more and more about myself, what I can do, training, nutrition, now it's part of new me. Sometimes you won't even notice that you are actually doing things you were once so afraid of. And slowly people start to notice that. Friends that knew me before my transformation start asking questions. How do I did that? What do I eat? What I don't eat? How should I train? And that was the first time I actually realized I may be able to help some other people too. And this is something I'm very proud of. I graduated nutrition and public health to go deeper, to understand more, so I can be better coach and better trainer. That's why I'm telling you some of my story, to tell you that I understand you. I've been there. I've been through that uncomfortable situation. I'm sure that once you understand the basic and you will stick with it, you will change your life and you will feel good and you will feel better and you will enjoy your life more. And for me, losing weight and transforming my body was the best decision I made for myself. It changed my self-esteem, it changed my future, it changed my mindset. So if you are watching this right now, thank you. And if you feel stuck, I want you to know something. Your current body is not your final destination. Your current habits or lack of knowledge, it's not a life sentence. Your current situation can change. You don't need to be perfect and you don't need to know everything today. You just need to start. If you are already here looking for videos like that, you are one step ahead. And this channel and me, I'm here to help you out because I know how confusing it is. And in the next video, I will show you how to calculate your calorie deficit and where to start. And if you find this helpful, please subscribe to the channel and see you in the next one. Thank you.